All right, guys, today we talked about writing and solving real world inequalities. So it's going to look really similar to writing and solving real world equations. However, now we have an inequality symbol and we have a graph of our solution set at the bottom. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify the variable. So we're going to read over our problem and we're going to identify what we don't know. Okay, then since it's a one-step equation, we're going to identify the coefficient or the constant. It's going to be one or the other because it's a one-step equation. Then after that, we're going to determine which mathematical operation we're going to use. Is it times? Is it add? What is it? We're going to identify which inequality symbol we can use. Okay, so we're used to using just the equal sign, but now we have 4 different symbols we could use. And we have to pick out what goes on the other side. Okay, what is it equal to? Then we're going to write the inequality and we're going to solve for the variable. Okay, so let's take a look at example 1 here. Example 1 says, Dan made $87.88 last week. Dan's salary is more than twice what Shelby made last week. So our first question is, what is the variable? Okay, so if we're reading over it here, I know Dan made $87.88, but what I don't know is how much Shelby made. Okay, so my variable, I'm going to put an S to represent whatever Shelby made. Okay, then we've got to pick out our coefficient or our constant. And in this problem, we see the word twice. Okay, so we know our coefficient is going to be a 2 and that we're multiplying because twice means multiply by 2. Okay, now our inequality symbol, it says is more than. Is more than. More than tells us that we're going to be using the greater than symbol. Okay, so we're going to write it just the way we read it on here. $87.88 is greater than twice what Shelby made. Okay, so $88.88 is greater than or more than twice what Shelby made. Okay, then we're going to solve and graph our solution set. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to split our inequality. Okay, so whatever I do on the left, I have to do on the right. I know, because I wrote this, that this is multiply. Okay, so to get the S by itself, we're going to divide by 2 on both sides. I have a times by 2 and a divide by 2, and those cancel. So I'm just going to have my S. And then I need to do 87.88 divided by 2. When we do that, we get 43.94 is greater than just S. Okay, now we talked about how we don't really like it when our variable is over here on the right. Okay, so we know we can just turn it around. What we could say is S is less than 43.94. And that's how I want you to write it so that when we make our graph, it's easy to see. Okay, so let's graph our solution set. We're going to have our number line. I'm going to put my 43.94 on here. S is less than, so I'm going to have an open circle and a line to the left.